What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here.
Rick Ginn here.
And in today's video, we're going to go over how to lowball your motivated sellers in wholesaling real estate. And most importantly, why you need to lowball your sellers for wholesaling real estate success.
Yes.
So let's break it down. So lowballing sellers. I truly believe that when you talk about lowballing in wholesaling real estate, a lot of people, and it seems like a thing that you should not be doing, but truthfully, in wholesaling real estate, it is in your best interest to be in your own best interest and get the lowest price possible. That's how you're able to do $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 real estate deals, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the word lowballing is a term we're using internally here. Like you're never going to share that with a customer. So keep in mind, most of the people you're buying from, they actually highball you. So if you don't do a lowball, you're never going to find the point. So the whole goal of the conversation is to get their bottom line number. Would you agree that everybody we enter in a conversation, they've got a number up in their mind, and our job is to pull it out. Now, sometimes they just volunteer it, which God bless those sellers, but they're far and few between. So you have to do a strategy, and I teach this, and this is really simple. It's all you got to remember in this conversation is you need to go for no.
Yes.
Well, Rick, I don't want to know. I want a yes. Your human inclination is to get a yes, to get consent. You want likes. You want everybody to like you. But in this exact instance is you need to get a no, because that's going to allow them to counter your response and go, I couldn't go lower than this and do that. The worst thing you can have is when you throw an offer out there and they immediately shake your hand and say yes. Oh. You have to live with that for the rest of your life. I'm telling you, if you don't get an initial no, you are not pushing the boundaries. Would you agree?
100%.
So I know it goes against what your gut's telling you, but whatever your offer is, I don't care if you don't want to make it so insulting you get kicked out of the door. So let me just clarify it. But you need to work that range. If they go, absolutely, Rick, I cannot do that, then that opens the door to the negotiations. A lot of times most sellers are not really good about holding their number. They I can't go below 150,000. I can't. I swear to my wife, that's the bottom line number if you can't do it. Now, I don't know about you, but I look at that 150 as a starting point. I don't look at it as an ending point.
Exactly.
Because I know he or she's got some more room on it.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
The worst thing you can do is make an offer because you want to get a yes and they say yes to you. And guys, I'm telling you, go for no. It will keep you in this business forever if you truly want to be a successful wholesaler.
That's the thing. The true meaning of when I'm saying lowballing is you have to lowball, because lowball is never the price you're going to get under contract.
Very rarely.
The issue is the seller's going to highball you, and if you're just, I don't know, mid-balling, you're going to lose. And that's a big situation. And here's another issue. If you're not going to lowball, then your other wholesalers around you, your competition, is going to lowball too. And I think I figured this out pretty quick. You figured this out pretty quick. Yeah. It's not the wholesaler that gives the highest offer for most motivated sellers. It's the one that builds the best connection. And usually, this is a shocker for most, it's not the best offer. Sometimes it's not even the best rapport. It's just how fast it gets to the seller. It's speed.
Well, yeah, especially right now. So guys, I'm telling you, it's like, I can tell you, I was really nervous when I did this, and I'm telling you, the first few deals, I didn't do this technique, and I left a lot of money on the table. One of the times when I was training Zach, when he just started out, we ran out to a motivated seller, and I offered too much, and I still made a ton of money, but I left at least 30, 40 grand on the table. And I don't know about you, but like when I shake someone's hand and I give initial price, you're going to have a hard time walking off that price. Am I right?
100%.
Now, you can always go up in price, but to go down in price after you have an agreement is a painful... Guys, I'm telling you, the rejection part on this is where you want to be. It works.
I'm going to stop you there, because you just said something that I don't think anyone... They picked it up, but they need to hear it again.
What did I say?
You can always go up in price. You can't go down in price.
Correct.
And that is super important. Now, we've had some instances, especially me in acquisitions, when I was really going full time in it, where they agreed on an offer and I got a little lower after, but it's so much harder to go. You agree at 90 and then you're like, I got to be at 80. Getting there is impossible. But if you're at 70 and they want to be at 90, that's so easy.
Yeah.
And it's in your just best interest to get the best price possible for your company. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your team for wholesaling real estate, or by yourself or your kids, whoever you're trying to get. And you owe it to yourself to get the lowest, ball offer out there. I mean, it's so important to do, and not a lot of people are lowballing enough, and they're losing money. So the reason why I decided to sit down today with you and just talk about this is because I know there's somebody watching this video right now that maybe they got a $30,000 deal and they're jacked up. They're like, yeah. And the way the conversation went was something you've seen all the time, or especially when you're training acquisitions managers, is like, hey, would you take 100 for the house? Sure. Make 30K. Yeah. If he offered, hey, would you take 60? I can't do 60. I really need to bet like 75. Well, can we just do 70? That turns a $30,000 wholesaling deal into a $60,000 wholesaling deal.
And I'm telling you, man, there is nothing worse when you make that offer and they take it, even though like you feel rewarded instantly. Yeah. So what I want you to guys do is if you've done a deal, I want you to go back and look at your deals and see if you got an initial no. Yeah. And if you did, congratulations. Now, if you did a deal and they took your first offer, I want you to understand you left money on the table. And if you haven't done a deal, I want you to go through an exercise to get that initial no. So if you were going to offer 100,000, I want you to offer 60.
But here's another thing. And when you're giving a lowball offer, you just can't blindly give a lowball offer. That is something you cannot do. You have to condition the seller. The seller has to be ready to make a decision, and then you lowball them. You cannot, I'm going to repeat this, you cannot just blindly give a lowball offer when there's other competing offers out there.
Yeah, that's where you guys you get misled. So
that's when the seller ghosts you.
Correct. And you got to frame the conversation.
Because the seller won't negotiate. They'll just take that as a bid and go to the next one.
And so you're not there if you're in that bidding process.
No.
And you do that. So I don't want you guys to mix that up. I just want you to understand that making that initial low offer, although it feels like a kick in the gut when you do it, it actually serves you and the seller to the highest degree, because they have a number. You obviously have a number what you're probably going to max out at, and you're trying to make it work. We're not trying to take advantage of the seller, but remember, we have to put our money on the line. We have to put everybody we work with, everybody who's helped us out with it. And guys, if you don't buy it low enough, wholesaling can be very difficult. And I'm willing to say one of the number one problems in wholesaling right now is people just making ridiculous blind offers, too high a price. They feel good, they got it under contract, but they can't assign it. When people come to me and they come on our live and they go, hey, Rick, I can't find a buyer to sign it, 9 times out of 10, you just paid too much for it.
It's the honest truth. I think the issue, even in our business, if we could tweak some of the offers and the acquisitions, it's we're always doing. Yeah. We're probably leaving 75, 100K on the table. If we just, for, doing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 deals a month, if you just tweak the offers a little and go a little lower, you could potentially squeeze an extra 75 to 100K in net profits when you're running a 7-figure operation. Now, that might not translate to you, but in your business, let's say you're doing 100K a year. Mm-hmm. If you start implementing more of a lowball offer type process and you condition your sellers, you could easily net an extra $25,000, which would pay for your entire marketing probably for the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah. Guys, it's there. And if you offer that price and you're stuck with it and you can't sell it, I promise you, we're the type of people that come in behind you, because then they're going to go, okay, I'll take your offer for 70. Like I was on a contract with him 90 and he just like left me on the curb. So you going back and trying to renegotiate after the fact is a very stressful, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to get kicked to the curb. So get the initial no up front. It leaves you options. You can always go up in price, and it'll leave you enough room to assign it to your cash buyer.
That's it, man. I'm telling you right now, it is an obligation for you to start doing that. There's so many wholesalers out there. I'll call it an epidemic of they're just giving too high of an offer, too high of a bid. I've heard of wholesalers that go out there and try to become the highest bidder because they think they'll do more volume. Yeah. And they end up spinning their wheels and quitting the business in 3 to 4 months. They feel like they can just, get a better cash buyer at the end and make it up. And it doesn't work like that. I'm telling you, your motivated sellers care more about speed and convenience, and especially rapport, than your offer price. And that offer price should be most important for you at the end because that's how much money you're netting. So, guys, it is a combination of rapport and speed. But if you can get rapport, speed, and a really good offer, you could destroy this business. I mean, that's how we get our 80, 90, even $100,000 wholesaling deals is because we do that. And we like teaching that, guys, but I can tell you right now, if you just use that little tip, and this is very important also, when I say lowball, I don't mean if it's a $100,000 house, like a cash buyer is going to pay $100,000 for it, don't offer 20. Don't get stupid with your lowball offer.
That's dumb ball.
That's dumb ball. We don't do a dumb ball offer, but if you know a cash buyer will pay 100 for it, maybe offer them 50, 55. I mean, that's might seem not too much of a low ball, but you got to gauge the seller. If the property's in like mint condition, it sells for 200 and you thought it was 100, don't go offer 30 for it. I mean, you got to be reasonable on it.
Yeah. In our channel, we teach you how to make the offer without, guys, this is not, honestly, you don't have to be a good salesman to do this. You just got to know how to ask the right questions. I'm just saying, go for the no. If you get a yes initially, that means no in my opinion, because you're going to get a lot of no's after it. So if you get a no and then maybe another no and a yes, then you are going to be in a long line of yeses as opposed to doing the other way. Most people are putting stuff under contract too much and you're very limited in options. And I promise you, it's much more stressful to do that than to go for the low ball offer and try to get that best price up front.
I agree. And the last part here is there's two true ways to do a low ball offer. And the two ways is there's the best way and then the way you have to. And I believe the second way you don't even really have to. And it's really is how do you do the low ball offer? And a lot of people think you just go out to the seller and you just throw a low ball offer. Of course, you got to condition them, but the best low ball offer is no offer at all, right?
That's true. I mean, and sometimes you make a lot of money by like not putting an offer on a deal.
That's
like,
it.
Whoever pays the most is going to be out of business the quickest. I go completely against like whoever spends the most on marketing. Dude, I'm gonna tell you, I've seen that thing killed over and over. Guys, you do not want to pay the most. You fight hard for your list. You spend a ton of time. You spend time on our channel. You guys research the heck out of this. You send out letters. You do cold calling. You do SMS. You have to get the highest return for your company and most of all for you and your family.
That's it, guys. And then the second one is if you have to give an offer, make it pretty low. Like make it very low where, it's like, Mr. Seller, could you like 50? And you describe how bad the property is if, the motivation, the condition of the property and go from there. But those are two ways to give your lowball offers. But overall, I can tell you, start making lower offers. You will make more money. I promise you. You have to prioritize speed and rapport building, though, in front of that offer on the offer price, and a lot of things will start changing in your wholesaling business. This is Zach Ginn signing out, guys. Make sure you like this video and subscribe. I truly appreciate the support.
This is Rick Ginn saying go for the no, and I'll see you in the next video.
That's it, guys. Everything we talk about is at freewholesaling.com. Check it out. It is the largest wholesaling real estate course by members and students in the entire world. Go to freewholesaling.com. It's free.
We'll see you there, guys. Thanks a lot.